Okay, so first off, let me address something that happened in the last video. I made a mistake in assuming the gender of a creator. Splendid Land, the creator of the digital book Apple Quest DX, uses she, her pronouns. Thank you to Lily Reeves, creator of Fall Diary, for letting me know. I don't know why I used the wrong pronouns. I always try to keep my assumptions about the creator of these things, as well as the review itself, as gender neutral as possible. I will make it a point to double check these things moving forward and make sure I do not make this mistake again. Thank you. I also made another mistake too, but admittedly this one's a little bit more lighthearted and not so damaging. Itch has the indie bundle for Palestinian aid, and I bought it. It was only $5, and it's another 750 games on top of what I already have. If you haven't already picked up the bundle for racial justice and equality, then it's 1,019 items that would be added to your library. Someone's got to keep this store away from me. I blame my friend Finaltastic. They posted in a Discord chat that this deal was going on, and I could not help myself. I've added them all to a separate haven't played yet collection, and I'll be making a point to get to them as well. After I'm done with the 1,600 games I already have to get through for the BLM bundle. Another day, another review here on Mummified Games. I've always been interested in STEM-based educational stuff. I've been a PC enthusiast all my life, and there are a lot of interesting ways to grow and learn about things in the STEM world. For a while there, I was super into drones and the tech that goes into them, but the barrier to entry to get into that hobby would be the worst one to hurdle yet. $1,000 to get into the hobby. What with goggles, controllers, tools to build the drones, and then the actual parts to build a drone that you can fly. I'm okay. I'm just going to stick with learning things through software-based educational systems. I've tried my hand at coding some things. For a while in high school, I tried to learn C# on my own. This was all before giant educational YouTube videos were all over the place. It was way too big for me to wrap my head around. But something that I thought was super easy and basic was user flow path AIs. I always thought if-then statements were so smart and cool that you could tell a computer to do certain actions or sort things based on basic parameters. Even at work, when I discovered if-then options in Google Sheets, I dumped a couple hours of reworking so many sheets. They previously required manually changing cells based on the filled in data, but now would take commands automatically taking the data from cells and automatically applying them to the correct output. It's the best. And this sort of logic is actually all over the place. There's tons of places where you can see these principles in action. Entire apps and home automation that use an app called If This Then That. It's a super cool concept that can only grow with more time and effort placed in it. Obviously, you don't need me to say that in the world of coding, the limit is your own imagination. Over the years, there are a lot of educational toys and items that you can play with that teach you or someone you know basic user flow path coding. Whether it's such things as Kano kits like their wands and other toys, or all ages things where the lessons are gamified for easy digestion. A while ago, I picked up a game called While True Learn, a sorting AI game that was designed to help build systems that took in data and sorted them into different qualifications. Most of the data was simplified into basic red, green, and blue circles, triangles, and squares. So not a lot of real world feeling in this. You know what I mean. It's a great puzzle game and a great way to sort of smooth over the complicated data that might be thrown at an AI. They give you a story prompt before the puzzles, saying a school needs to sort a large set of data from all their students into certain categories, but it's still shapes and colors that need to be separated. It's a great game, and I still follow the developer even years after I've beaten the game. It's fun. Go check it out. I might just wipe my save and just start all over again. The one problem with that game, as I said, was the lack of real visceral difference you are making. You're only just moving data from one side of the screen to the other. You're just solving a puzzle. That's all you get out of it. Today's game is where that changes. Today we're going to be talking about the game Gladiabots. Wow, that was a bit of a hike, and finally to get to this part of the video, almost a page and a half of the script, and we're just now getting to the actual game I want to talk about. It's still sort of needed. I mean, it was all background knowledge. This game is great. It takes the same AI flowchart pattern as While True Learn and applies it to robot combat. I love this so much. It clicks so many of my boxes. Coding things, robots, guns. The game starts off fairly well in the tutorial, talking about what the game is and how you navigate through the AI tree. You have a name for this program, like killer, domination, collection, things along those lines. Name them whatever you want. It's sort of a label to help you understand what the program is and what the program is meant to do. The game shows you how the AI will always try to do things from the left side first, and if it can't do the condition, then it'll move on to the next thing to the right. This is super easy for me to understand, such as if enemy bot is within close range, medium range, then attack closest enemy bot. And if there isn't, then it'll move on to the next task, move to closest enemy bot. So good. After you get the basics of how the code works and what you need to tell the bots so that way they do what you want, the game then introduces you to 4 different types of bots you will be controlling. All the bots can handle the same code, and you don't need to make individual codes for each different type of bot. Sometimes tweaking what the bot does, depending on what class it is, might be helpful for your overall strategy. The bot it starts you with is the assault bot. Medium range, medium life, medium speed. This will be your all-purpose bot. It carries nodes and isn't afraid of anything. Well, that's not true. It's a bot. It doesn't feel anything. Next, you have the machine gun. This is your heavy lad. Heavy armor, heavy gun, medium to long range weapons, super slow. It's going to take a while for the bot to actually get to its goal. I don't know if this is a good tip or not, but I tend to put them closer to where they need to go in the starting loadout of the game, so that way they don't have to take as long to get there. After that, you have the sniper. Medium movement, slow fire rate, but longest range in the game. Shotgun bot is a fast, short-range attack drone. It can really get in and start popping off in a bot's face. Though it's a little too weak in my opinion, it starts taking fire way too fast, and its short range is not the best. It really needs to get in there, and it's going to be at half health by the time it starts doing any damage. Maybe I can tweak the line and get around this problem somehow. This game then takes you along and talks about different game modes that you'll have to play it. These modes are all very first-person shooter modes that if you've ever played before, you should just be able to get right away. The first mode is called Collector. In it, you have to code your bots to pick up nodes and then drop them off at a goal to score a point. Super basic concept. Tell your bot something in the form of, if carrying resource, then deliver to closest allied base. If being attacked, drop node. Attack closest enemy bot. Capture closest node. And that's what I mean by reading the instructions from right to left. If it's carrying a node, it's going to deliver it and then go find another one. But if it's in the process of delivering another node and it's being attacked, then it'll start defending itself. So cool. The next mode is Domination. In it, there are bases that you need to capture and hold. They all start neutral, and you need to send your bots in to them. Stand on them for a while, and then you capture them, and now they're on your side. After they do that, the base will start gathering points and adding them to your score. But obviously, the other team will be trying to gather their own point, and they will come after your bases as well. So you need to fight them off and try to take their bases. The last mode is a simple deathmatch. This is the simplest but still complicated mode. You have your bots, the enemy has their bots. You don't need to collect anything or capture anything, you just have to kill the other bots. Simple, but still introduces a new set of problems that you might not have considered while still having an objective to do. Even when talking about how this game works and explaining to an outsider how everything flows, I'm thinking of new ways that might be able to implement different strategies. This is really causing me to slow down my typing and not pay attention to what I'm saying. This is incredibly fun and interesting to play. It has some insane depth to it that you could just throw yourself down the hole and try new codes and different tactics to beat the levels, and maybe even go back and try beating a level in a quicker fashion. I only have one gripe for this game. For some reason, people have some glitch issues with it, but I never ran into that myself, or at least not yet. No, my biggest problem with this game is that it's so hard. I'd be playing along in a mode and it's going fine, win a couple of levels, knock them out one by one, and then just moving steadily along. But then there's always a point in each of these modes where I hit a wall, and I just cannot figure out what is going wrong. Is it a code thing? Am I not focusing on the right thing? Is something getting caught up in a bad loop of move, 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 and not actually fighting things? Is it a team layout thing? Maybe I need to switch to 2 snipers, or 2 machine guns and 2 shotguns, or maybe 1, 1, 1, and 3 assaults? Maybe the heaviest in the front and shotguns in the back? Maybe I just need to change how things are being tagged. Or is it an order of operations thing? Okay, fine. It's almost impossible to figure out these puzzles. It's not as though you can just build a new code and move on from that bad level. It's always another level after that it's like, no, you gotta tweak it a little bit more. You gotta tweak it a little bit more. And it's frustrating. And honestly, the worst part about it all is that I love it so much. This game wouldn't be so frustrating if I didn't love playing it. The fun of making code that actually eventually works and finishes the level, it's so good. I love getting in and moving nodes around the code. I love that if it's worded in a way I don't understand, I can flip it to a way that does make sense. If bot myself is on a shield is not present, all right, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Let me flip that. If bot myself is not on a shield is present, okay, that makes more sense. The game is frustrating, and that's if I ran through these levels at just double speed and banged out one level after the next, making more and more gold in the game, then there wouldn't be any fun. If the game was, okay, but can you do it faster? I just ask myself why and just move on. There's no way for me to sort of cheat at it either. I can't go online and find what other people have coded and apply their codes to my own. I'm stuck with my own brains and my own imagination trying to make the best code of these levels. GFX47 did a great job on this game in my opinion. The game's puzzle is one of the best I've played. Puzzle games are so notorious for getting harder and harder by just adding one layer of difficulty, just like moving from a 2x2 Rubik's Cube to a 3x3 and then a 4x4, eventually getting to a point where you are at your limit and you've reached a ceiling. This game has that point, but I am super dead set on not letting it be right here where I'm stuck. I will find a way to get past this point if it kills me. Let me know what you thought of the game. Are there any other coding games out there? Do you enjoy this sort of puzzle? Are you more or less into more practical puzzles or games similar to Myst? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, friends, I'm going to build, fight, win. You all can do the YouTube dance. Subscribe, let me know what you thought in the comments, and hit the bell icon. Keep digging, folks, and we'll make it out someday. See you in the next one, friends.